In this video, we're going to be discussing my Week 2 update in my Ultramarathon Training 2021 edition. Let's get into it. Alright, welcome back everyone. John here with Motivation Theory Running, and I've had a fantastic first 2 weeks of the year. You know, you always want to start off the new year just with a lot of momentum, a lot of positive thoughts, and just getting ahead of the ball. And I've done that. I made sure that I finished out the year of 2020 strong. One heck of a year, but it was definitely a good year for me. I finished with over 1,300 miles, ran 4 ultramarathons last year, lost 40 pounds. So last year, as my comeback year into ultramarathons, was fantastic. But that's over with. It's over with. It's in the past. It's about 2021 now. I have probably, I think, right around 8 ultramarathons planned for this year. I have one in February that is an 8-hour interlupal race. One in March that is a 52.4 miler, which is actually the first race I ever ran as an first ultramarathon race 7 years ago. And then I have a 24-hour race in April. So that's going to be the first 3-4 months of my year. So I've been training hard, head down, training hard, had to battle through some lower back issues, went to pick up my youngest one, aggravated a herniated disc in my lower back, was out for 4 days at the end of December. It wasn't good. It was not good. I was really in a lot of pain. So, but I came back, I know what to do, came back, and from January 1st, I've only taken 3 rest days, and I need those. I want a streak. I was planning on doing a streak for a while, but I actually really do need those rest days, and streaking just ends up just being about the streak instead of actually doing what's right for my body. I mean, I could hop on treadmill or something, go run 1 or 2 miles, but it's just junk miles. It's not even worth doing. So I make sure on those days to do some cross training and some stretching, things that I actually really do need, and not going out and just kind of running some junk miles. So I've ran every day minus those 3 days so far, and I'm feeling really good about it. First week I ran 47.81 miles. This past week, this is Sunday, I just ran my 20-mile long run a couple hours ago, and I ran 43.57 miles this week. And I'm feeling really strong. For those of you who have been asking, I use kind of a modified, it's really hard for me because I just kind of go by the seat of my pants. I've just been doing this a long time, and I know what I need to do when my body needs a break, when it needs to do certain things. But I've been using this Hal Higdon 50K training plan to kind of get me ready for the 8-hour race, where I'm really shooting at a really good 50K and then kind of grinding out the rest of the time. There's a free Runner's World 50-miler training plan that I've kind of looked at and studied and it's been the same for many years. And there's also a relentlessforwardmotion.com free 50-mile plan that I've been kind of looking at, just trying to make sure that I'm getting in the necessary runs prior to the races, the long runs. For instance, today for the 50K plan, it was calling to do 11 miles, but the 50-mile plan was calling for me to do 20 miles. So today I did the 20-miler. And it's just a way for me to modify the training plan so I could be successful in both races. I'm not going to get a chance to probably taper too much before the 8-hour race. And I'm treating it like a training run, so I'm not super worried about it. I'll take it easy for probably the 3 days beforehand and then hit that race and go hard on it. And then I'm going to be running my favorite race of the year, which is the 24-hour interlupal, the Adventure Trail Race 24-hour interlupal race, which is a 6.25-mile loop with, I think, about 380-ish, 360-ish, somewhere around there, less than 400 feet. I could be wrong on that, of gain per lap. Again, it's pretty rough Virginia terrain, some technical, single track, fire road. But it's definitely not an easy course, so you got to respect it. It will take it out of you. So I'm looking forward to that. That's the beginning of my year, and then I take off probably 3 months just to build my base again, work on speed and strength training, and that will take me into August through the end of the year with the rest of the races in fall. And we'll talk more about those races as we move forward through the year. So goals for 2021 for me. First and foremost, I want to try to lose the rest of the weight that I need to lose. I have 18 more pounds to go to get me down to 190. that will get me down to what I raced at before in my previous career in ultra running. I was a lot lighter. Right now I'm cruising in right around 208, 210. Just fluctuates a lot. I haven't done really well with kind of finishing out the weight loss. I've kind of slacked off. I usually count my calories and through MyFitnessPal. Anytime that I've used MyFitnessPal, I've been very successful, and I did not use it at all this time. So I think that there's probably something to be said there, as I'm not really keeping a really close eye on the calories I'm taking in. So I'm planning on not taking in excessive amounts of food and beer. That has probably been the downfall of the end of last year. I was burning it off. It wasn't gaining weight, but it definitely wasn't losing any weight. So I got to concentrate because I don't need to carry around an extra 18 pounds in these races coming up. The next goal for me is to run a total of 1,800 miles for the year total. I ran 1,350-ish last year. I'm hoping to kind of bump that up a little bit, and I don't want to set the goal too much where it's just unrealistic. I think this is a pretty realistic goal for me, just with time and having a family and a job. I don't want to set up a goal that's just going to stress me out, and because when I set goals, I really do try to hit them. So this is a really obtainable goal for me, and I think it'll set me up for success this year, and then take me into 2022 in even better shape and not run ragged. So for the first 2 weeks now, I'm right at 105 miles. Really happy with that, especially since I was laying on my back the last week of December. I've been going to a chiropractor, I've been stretching, I've been soaking, I've been icing, I've been using the little electrolysis thing for my back. I'm feeling better. The last 2 days, I've really been concentrating on stretching, and I feel a lot better. I went to the chiropractor the other day, and they've kind of told me some things I should be doing. So I'm doing that. I'm feeling better. It does worry me. It does worry me with the amount of climbing and stuff that I have to do in March. That it could get aggravated on the race, but you know what? You got to deal with it as it comes. Other than that, I'm doing really, really well. I'm sorry I haven't been putting out a lot of content right now. I got some shoes in. Mizuno sent me the new Wave Inspire 17s. Been running in these. I got about 32 miles in these right now, and I ordered the Nike Pegasus 37. This is a staple for everyday trainers, and so is this. Two very different shoes, very different feels. Obviously stability, and this is a neutral shoe. I'm going to be comparing these because I know a lot of you love Nike shoes out there. I have not been a huge fan of Nike over my entire life. They always seem a little bit narrow to me, and because when I first started off running, I really was in need of a stability shoe. I don't really need it now. I just never went for the Nikes. It just seemed like it needed more support, and it was just too narrow. But both these shoes are doing really well for me. I love them both for very different reasons, and I will be reviewing them individually and then kind of comparing them because they are daily trainers, just so you all can kind of get a feel for what may work for you. I will give you my measurements, my height, my weight, the type of runner that I am. You can go on Strava if you want to see my speed. I'm not a Seth James Damore. I'm not a super speedy guy. Probably right around a 4-hour or under marathoner. And I just chug. I get out there and get it done. So that's why I've always liked the Mizuno shoes a lot. If you are not caught up with my journey in running, especially over the comeback year last year, I'm going to give you that playlist right there. So click on there and you can catch up with the whole year. You can see my progress from the very first day last year when I was struggling to even run a mile. And you go ahead and click this and the video right there, and you can kind of see the races that I've been into the last year. You know, they've been some in person, some solo, but they've been a blast. So go ahead and click one of those, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching, everybody.